making innovation in supply chain, getting SMBs to increase operational efficiencies. Talk to us a little bit about the products and the services that you have and the kind of impact that you've been able to create with your business.
Good morning. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here to share the story and share the learnings of building a company from a city like Indore. So I run a company called Shopkirana, and I'm sure like 90% of the people don't even know what Shopkirana do. So I'll share very briefly. So we are a B2B platform. We connect mom and pop stores directly with FMCG brands like Unilever, ITC, P&G. We have seen a lot of Kirana stores in this country, and there are 10 million plus Kirana stores in this country. 90% of the market is still unorganized. There's a saying that the whole world is going online, but believe me, less than 2% of the transactions happen online in India retail. Still like 90% happens in offline. And I always say that no matter where you are sitting in this country or where you are standing, within 10 minutes of walking outside, you'll find one Kirana stores. And these are the oldest business owner of this country. And they are the most non-tech savvy people also of this country. So idea came around 9 years back when we realized it's a very interesting story. So I run this company with two beautiful people like Sumit and Deepak. These are my partners. Deepak belongs to a very small village called Semli Rupa, and less than 50 families live there. People don't even know. I mean, when you Google Semli Rupa, it's kind of like very interesting. It's a very small village. His father runs Kirana store. There's one Kirana store in Semli Rupa, and he saw his father traveling for like 20 years or 25 years to the nearby town to buy products for the village. And then he wrote GATE, became gold medalist, #1 India ranking, joined P&G. And P&G is the fastest growing FMCG company. And he was responsible for a product called Tide, right? And he was responsible how to manufacture the product called Tide and then supply across Pan India at Kirana stores. And he realized that, my father is not able to reach to that brand, and that brand is also not able to reach to my father. And there are 10 million such Kirana stores in this country. Can someone connect both the parties on a single platform? I have a very simple idea. It's not like very fancy, but the beauty about this idea is this is a very innovative idea. I mean, you cannot copy and paste this idea from US or developed nation. They don't have Kirana stores, so you have to really identify the problem. There's a very big fundamental problem at Kirana stores. So I'm sure we have seen a lot of Kirana stores in the country, right? They don't operate, they don't have computer system right? They don't even use calculator, right? You just go, you just give the money, take the products and get back. A lot of startups started solving pain problem for Kirana stores. We have also realized there are a lot of problems. There's an inventory problem. There's no digitalization at the retail stores. That retail store know me by my name, but if I don't show up at that retail stores, he has they don't have any technology to get back to me, right? When I walk into a company like Walmart, and if I don't show up in Walmart in next 15 days, I get 15 SMS, right? But what about the Kirana stores? So they lack technology, they lack upskilling skill set, they lack the cross-selling. And I realized that what really happened, that Kirana stores become availability stores instead of sales stores, right? Instead of going very fancy with the problem, we realized what was the biggest problem. And the biggest problem of Kirana stores today, procurement problem. Still they are sourcing from that unorganized distribution system. And that unorganized distribution system goes to retail stores once in a week. So they don't have people like us can buy anything online and get it delivered within next 24 to 48 hours. But people like Kirana stores who are buying for 100 plus families, they don't have this luxury. So we started a very easy to use mobile platform that with a very simple thought process that every brand, every retail stores every day. And so we became kind of a big basket or Amazon for Kirana stores.
All right. how has it played out on the ground? Talk to us about the impact that it's generated ever since, you started with Shopkirana.
So again, it's a very funny thing because 9 years back when we started up, we had to convince the world that yep, retailer will give online orders, right? I mean, we are talking about the 9 years back. Today, 25% of the market have shifted online, which is kind of like very big market. I'm talking about the $700 billion of transactions. I mean, a city like, I mean, where we are sitting, there are 350 crores of transactions flows every month in Indore in FMCG segment, right? And it's a very big market. Like it's a like I can't imagine like any big market, a bigger market than like this FMCG and India retail and all. So what the impact like really happened now, because so there's a two problems. One from the brand side
Yeah.
and one from the retailer side, right?
Right.
So the problem from the retailer side is can they buy anything online and can they buy whenever they want, right? And because of Shopkirana, and I feel very proud to say this, before Shopkirana, if retailer had to buy a product called Parle, they had to wait at least a week for a sales executive to show up at his retail stores who can take an order on a piece of a paper and that order goes to the brand like distributor and that distributor is going to deliver. So Parle guy comes on Monday, Britannia guy comes on Tuesday, Unilever guy comes on Thursday. So it happens like this, right? And they cannot go every day because of like average order size of the business and all. We said this is wrong. Can we create that organization where retailers can give order any point of time? So why they have to wait for 7 days? If the stock gets out, if the stock like if there is no inventory at the retail stores, why they have to wait for 7 days? Why they have to shut down their shop and go to the wholesale market to buy their product, right? This is one of the biggest impact which we have created because of Shopkirana, now retailers are able to give an order at 2 o'clock in the morning, which was never before. Because of Shopkirana, now retailers can give all brands order on a single platform, which was again a dream for retailers, right? Because of Shopkirana, see, I mean, if we open any modern retail stores today also, right, we have no idea whom to connect to buy the products, right? I mean, we don't know who are the authorized distributors of companies like ITC and PNG and blah blah blah. But because like now people are like a platform like Shopkirana, they just have to download within 3 minutes. They're able to buy the best pricing and like all the ranges. From the brand's perspective, see what happens if a company like PNG, if they want to launch a product, it takes 3 to 4 months to launch a product because again there are many layers. It happens offline. They place that product like at the retail stores, any scheme, any promotion, any kind of a messages. A company like PNG, Unilever wants to tell to the world of Kirana stores, they have to rely on this offline modes, right? Which is not easy to track. They have no idea that sales executive is really sharing that brand's philosophy, is really sharing that like schemes with the retailers, is really sharing that message. But because of Shopkirana, now both the parties are connected on a single platform. So we reduce that timeline from 3 months to 3 hours. So because of Shopkirana, brands are able to launch a product like overnight, like across like all 1 lakh retail stores. I think this is one of the biggest because now this platform can help millions of entrepreneurs. I mean, we have seen many local brands, right? I mean, in every city there are local brands. They control the market in that local territory, but they cannot scale because they don't know how to scale because scaling is a very different like problem. But because of Shopkirana, now small brands are able to scale because if one market share holder of a product called let's say oil in Indore, now because like they are selling on like on platform and now we are available into 15 cities, so it's just plug and play model for them. So
Right.
because we take care of all the like distribution scalability for those brands.
So businesses helping businesses and also brands
Yep.
being able to, succeed in smaller
Exactly.
markets where otherwise they would take a lot of time. So talk to us a little bit about that go-to-market strategy, where you say that brands can actually come in and, within 3 months, have 10% of the market share. How does that exactly work?
So so we work with many competition. Like there are a lot of competitors, and I always say the competitors. Majorly, the competition is on media. It's not on ground. And I love this philosophy of my partner that he don't. I mean, he hate to come second in life. Like he's like either I go back to my home or like I want like number one rank, right? So we created this philosophy that we want to become the market shareholders, right? And today I feel proud to say that we control 10% of the category market share. I mean, if people from MP, if by any chance if you use a product called Clinic Plus, right, a shampoo, there's a 70 to 75% probability that Clinic Plus came via us. We control 5% market share across Pan India, like of a product called Fair and Lovely, right? How this really happened, because we came up with this thought process that can we create a thought process and can we create a company which control a category market share, not the brand's market share. See, if I control 20% of the like market share of a company like Unilever, it's very scary for them. I mean, I might get banned from the balance sheet that because like one party cannot control like that much of a of the balance sheet, right? But we said, okay, what about the category? So if I sell categories and if I control the 10% market share of that category, then I become a very important player. So now retailers cannot live without me and brands also cannot live without me. So we started like creating this market share. So first we started with biscuit category. We control 15% of the market share of biscuit category. Then we started with toiletries. Then we started with personal care. Then we started with home care and all these things. So now we have like a lot of categories and we control like minimum 10% of the category market share. How it helps brands? Because see, there's a perception in retailers' mindset. And the perception is every retailer in this country, how they operate, every morning they call 5 to 10 different people to get the best pricing for one particular product, right? So for an example, a Ram Kirana is going to like call some Sharma ji to ask, yaar, aaj tel ka bhav kya chal raha hai, right? And even in wholesale market also, there is a perception, right? कि यहाँ पे साबुनें अच्छी मिलती है, pricing अच्छा मिलता है. So we said कि we have to create this perception into the retailer's mind. And that perception is going to come obviously from the perception items, which comes at the like dramatically low prices, and the range of the production also. How it's helping brands also, because now if we control 10% of the category of a product like a category like biscuits, any biscuit brand which enter into our territories, they know they cannot live without us. Because we control the 10% market share, because there are thousands of people are buying biscuits on a platform and all the range and all the brands of the biscuits are available on the platform. So if any brand list on the platform as a biscuit in the biscuit category, within 3 months, they are able to capture a very big chunk of a market share, which take years for brands to really reach to the like retail store. How it's helping? Obviously, like it's helping a big organizations like Unilever and ITC and all. But I would say this is more relevant and like it's more beneficial for a new age company. So for an example, so we have seen D2C brands, right? So there are a lot of D2C brands, and what's happening with the D2C brands also, after clocking 100 to 150 crore of a revenue like online, see there's no growth there. I mean, we buy everything. I mean, I'm sure like everyone sitting here buy a lot of things online, but tell me how many like in how many months you continue buying ration online from all these companies, right? It's impossible, because like that, for me, it doesn't make a business sense when I want to buy a soap or a cream and someone from a Bangalore warehouse picks up that shaving cream and deliver that shaving cream from Bangalore to Indore, when that same product is available within 1 kilometer of a radius, right? So what's really happening? So we need to connect like the infrastructure. We need to connect instead of creating the more infrastructure. I believe India is a land of like we have a lot of infrastructure, but we fail to connect that infrastructure. We fail to connect that inventory. We fail to connect like every stakeholder in the like into the single platform. And I think this is the biggest challenge now. Like D2C, for D2C brands, for new age generation brands, it's a plug and play model. Right. So they like plug into a like ecosystem, they plug into a like platform, and like within no time they're able to capture that market share. They're able to, and I'm not saying that every brand gets success. In the same way, not every brand gets success on Amazon. So Amazon gives the same tool to everyone, right? And someone creates a 1,000 crore company from Amazon, and someone struggle to sell like 100 crores of a business also in Amazon. I think it's about like creating the right tools and right platform, and then creating that kind of a playbook, and then giving out that playbook to all this like new age generation brands.
Right at the beginning, you mentioned that, when you look at a mom and pop store, right, the Kirana store next to your house, they don't have a calculator, they might not even have a computer. The things that these very small businesses lack is essentially access to digital technology and access to manpower and of course money, right, which is what a lot of these big brands, a lot of these big businesses have. When they don't have that, just that very basic, which is needed for them to compete, how realistic is it to assume that, digital solutions, that they will be able to adopt and adapt digital solutions?
Uh, it's a very far-fetched, I would say. It's going to like take a lot of decades to convince a retail stores to convert the whole store into like technology. But I also feel at the same time it's not really required at this moment. What's really required? Let's identify the biggest problem. The biggest problem for the Kirana store is to buy products. The biggest problem for Kirana store, I mean, people are consuming a product called sugar cosmetic, right? So people are buying that product. People are buying.
I wanted to understand how do they place that order to you?
So they place on like very easy to use mobile application because of I think I'm thankful to Jio like what they did in this country. Because I still yeah, I like the data became like so like super cheap. I know like 9 years back we were giving out SIMs to like retailers that okay, this is the internet and we are going to like recharge.
The application is on their mobile phone.
Yeah, it's a very easy to use mobile. It's a normal application. That's it. So for us, it's a like for retailer, it's just a like very. It's kind of an Amazon application. That's it. Retailer buy from that Amazon application. But the biggest problem for the retailers, what they have to change, right? They have to change they have to change according to the demand, right? So today, when you look back, 15 years back, there were only 20 types of biscuits were available. Today there are 250 types of biscuits are available. So demand is there, right? So people are like changing their habits, people are changing behavior. But because of not having the distribution system, those brands are not able to reach to Kirana stores. Even if the retailer wants, he don't know where to buy Bombay shaving cream when the customer is coming there and buying. And Bombay shaving cream is also don't have like that capability to create that large distribution system the way Unilever can do. Yeah. I think this is the biggest change which they have to like adopt, and that's what they are adopting so that they can keep a new generation brands into their Kirana stores. I think on top of that, then there's a like POS system is going to happen. There's a smart inventory system is going to happen. I feel it's gonna take years, not really required at this stage. I'll tell you one example. Around 8 years back, we converted one Kirana stores into a modern Kirana stores. We still own that like Kirana stores because we realized we have to become a Kirana stores to understand the problem of a Kirana stores, right? And we converted everything on technology. We still own that trademark. We still own that retail store, and we called it Need Square, right? Within 3 months, we realized this is not going to happen at least for 20 years. What we are like imagining.
So much ahead of the curve.
Exactly, because see, you go to a Kirana stores. You buy a 1 rupees chewing gum. The amount of time it takes to punch that 1 rupees, create a bill, it's inefficient, right? It's not really required, right? Within 3 seconds you can go and you can get out. But because of like having like billing system, because someone wants that data and they want to like give POS system as free because they can crawl that data, retailers don't want that. Right? So the problem of retailer is not that I want to digitalize my whole shop. The problem of retailer is how to buy the product at the best price available in the market. How to buy the product without leaving my stores because it's unorganized. They don't have like manpower.
And how to give the customer the widest choice.
How to give the range, right? How to keep in a smart inventory. So instead of keeping a stock of like 5 rupees Parle-G in just one shelf, can I keep 20 different types of biscuits like in my shelf because someone can give me biscuits every single day instead of waiting for the 7 days. I think these are the big changes which is happening at the retail stores.
The other thing is that if SMBs, these mom and pop retail stores have to scale, then essentially they have now seen the power of digitization, platformization, the power of an Amazon, right? The power of Reliance Retail, or whatever, so many others. And the fact that there is an omni-channel requirement of business. Do you think that has seeped in as far as the Kirana stores go, from your vantage in the areas where you work with them?
Not because of a e-commerce platform, but because of someone opening a smart modern retail stores into their territory. It changes the demand. It changes the structure, right? So for an example, if there are 10 Kirana stores in let's say 500 meter of a radius, and one guy opens up a modern retail stores, everyone moves to the modern retail stores because now it's a walk-in. Retailers need to change their infrastructure into the walk-in infrastructure instead of worrying about the online channels and all, because see, that behavior is not going to change, and it makes it like when you go on Amazon today, you cannot buy a 1 rupee shampoo sachet. हिंदुस्तान में 2500 करोड़ का शैम्पू बिकता है, and out of 2500 crores, 2000 crore comes from 1 or 2 rupee sachet. No online channels, no modern retail can sell because it doesn't make a business sense. It's not business viable. You'll not find that shampoo at DMart. You'll not find that shampoo in Amazon. It's not at all possible. You'll find only at the Kirana stores. So the demand, the consumption of India is totally different. And all these people need to understand that I need to work according to the demand of the real India, not according to the fancy, right? I mean, buying a 70 rupees soap is okay. I mean, there's beautiful products out there, companies are creating, but try to understand. Yeah, but try to understand 80% of the market, 80% of this FMCG market in soap comes from 20 rupees of a soap, right? No brands, no D2C brands can make 20 rupees soap and still be profitable. A company like Godrej can make, right? Because they know the power of distribution, they know the power of the Kirana stores. Even if that 20 rupees soap, if modern retail wants to sell, it doesn't make a profit for them because it's a large infrastructure. It comes with a heavy cost. And that's why I'm a very big believer that, yep, the retailer is going to change themselves. Someone needs to change them, but they don't need to change a lot. They have to keep it there. They don't have to invest a lot in the infrastructure. That's it. It's a good infrastructure. 150, 200 square feet shop it's fine. That's it. Because I'm not going to travel 1 kilometer to buy something, right? Because it's available everywhere. So what happens with the one particular location, that the demand is going to always going to have a top line. That's it. It's never going to be infinitely going crazy with the growth, right? And it's a reality. But when you compound the demand of millions of retail stores, then that's what game changes for the whole ecosystem.
All right. This is now my last question to you. Talk to us about the disruption or the innovation that you see hitting pop stores. That's one part of the question. And second, what's next for Shopkirana?
I would say we are living in one of the best time in this country, where I feel starting a business is super easy, super duper easy. But building a business requires the same courage which our great grandfather used to have, and I think people miss in that philosophy that see, starting a business is super easy, but building a business is crazy hard. I mean, we know it took us 9 years to be able to create that kind of an impact and all. The second and then I also believe there's a lot of innovation which is really going to require. When we started up, we came up with 3 philosophy. The first philosophy, we came up with 3 strategies. The first strategy was build massive network in this country, and the network of retailers and network of brands. And then the second strategy was build technology which can connect this network. So first we created a massive network. Second, we created a technology which is connected with this network. And third is kind of a game changer. Build brands by using the technology and the network which you created in the first place. So just imagine if Unilever today open up its supply chain for everyone out the world. So they can create a lot of brands. They can help a lot of entrepreneurs, right? And I feel that's the most inefficient system in this country, that every brand needs to create the same infrastructure.
Just for themselves, instead of collaborating.
Just for themselves, right? What we said, okay, let's create the same infrastructure of Unilever, but
Let's create it for all brands.
Can I give the same infrastructure of Unilever to a new age brand, right? And I don't want to build brands in every segment because that's not our DNA. I feel someone wants to build a soap brand, they should be passionate about building a soap brand. But can we create that kind of a playbook to help them? This is the third thing which we are focusing on like as of now. And for the same thought process, around 3 years back, we thought we first need to learn how to build brands so that we can tell people how to build brands. So we created a brand called Shopkirana. We used our own platform. We had like our like failures and learning, but that brand is today available only in 7 cities, available only at Kirana stores, and available only on our platform. The brand is doing 100 crores a year, only from 7 cities within 3 years. And this is the fastest growing brand. So now we created that playbook, and now we are giving this playbook to every other D2C players out there, so that, I mean, they have to be at Kirana stores if they want to like survive for the next 50 years, I feel.
All right,
Yeah.
be at Kirana stores. Thank you so very much, Tanutejas
Thank you so much.
Saraswat, for your insights, and we wish you all the success.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me.